The courtroom was silent, save for the rhythmic ticking of the clock above the mahogany doors. All eyes were fixed on the defendant's table, where former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi sat, poised and unshaken, despite the judge's earlier reprimand. Judge Harold Winslow, a stern man with a reputation for strict adherence to courtroom decorum, had just levied a $500 fine against Bondi for violating the courthouse's dress code, specifically for wearing a visible cross necklace. "Ms. Bondi," he had said, peering over his glasses, "this is a secular court of law. Religious symbols are not permitted to be displayed in a manner that can imply bias." The gallery had murmured in surprise. Bondi, a seasoned attorney known for her sharp legal mind, had merely nodded, unclasped the necklace, and set it on the table before her. But the subtle gleam in her eyes suggested she wasn't finished. The case that changed everything. The case before the court was a complex First Amendment dispute. A small Christian school suing a state education board for denying funding due to its religious curriculum. The school's lawyer, a nervous young man named Daniel Reeves, was struggling under the judge's relentless questioning. "Counselor," Judge Winslow said dryly, "your argument hinges on precedent that was overturned last year. Do you have any other legal basis for your claim?" Reeves stammered, flipping through his notes in panic. It was then that Bondi, though not officially part of the case, stood. "Your Honor, with the court's permission, may I offer a brief clarification?" Winslow raised an eyebrow. "Ms. Bondi, you are not counsel of record. Respectfully, Your Honor, as an officer of the court, I believe there is relevant case law that may assist." A beat passed. Then, reluctantly, Winslow waved his hand. "Proceed, but be brief." What followed was a masterclass in legal argumentation. Bondi cited Trinity Lutheran versus Comer and Espinoza versus Montana, weaving them into a seamless defense of the school's position. Her voice was calm, her reasoning impeccable. Even Winslow, initially skeptical, found himself nodding along. The revelation, when she finished, the courtroom was silent. Winslow leaned back in his chair, studying her. "Ms. Bondi, that was impressively argued." A faint smile touched her lips. "Thank you, Your Honor." The judge exhaled, then did something unexpected. He picked up the cross necklace from the table and handed it back to her. "Perhaps," he said quietly, "I was too hasty earlier. A symbol of faith does not negate one's ability to reason, nor their brilliance in the law." Bondi accepted it with a gracious nod. The case resumed, but the atmosphere had shifted. By the end of the hearing, Winslow ruled in favor of the school, citing the very arguments Bondi had presented. As the courtroom emptied, the young attorney, Reeves, approached her. "Ms. Bondi, I don't know how to thank you." She smiled. "Just remember, justice isn't about silencing beliefs. It's about ensuring they're weighed fairly." And with that, she stepped out into the sunlight, the cross gleaming once more around her neck. The end.